Problem 1. If f of 2 equals 7 and f prime of 2 equals negative 3, then the equation of the tangent line to the curve y equals f of x at x equals 2 is what? You'll notice this problem looks like it's in a little bit different form than we're used to, but hopefully you'll find out that it's actually easier because they gave us more information. Okay, equation of a tangent, which is going to be y equals mx plus b. I know to get the m, it's going to be the derivative, and the derivative at x equals 2. And you'll notice they told me what the derivative was at x equals 2. So that gets to be my m. So m is going to be negative 3. Okay, my x value, they told me that it was going to be occurring at x equals 2. And then my y value, they told me that when x is 2, my y value is going to be 7. So they actually gave me all the information. I didn't have to go fishing it out of anything. So now I'm going to have 7 equals negative 6 plus b. And then if I add 6 to both sides, I will get 13. So the equation of my tangent line will be negative 3x plus 13, which is choice A. Okay, B, the table shows some of the values of two differentiable functions, f and g, and their derivatives. If h of x is equal to f of x times g of x, then h prime of 5 is equal to what? So I need to find h prime, and then will evaluate it at 5. I do notice that this is f of x times g of x, so to get the derivative, I will use the product rule. So to get h prime of x, the derivative, the rule is just f prime times g, so f prime of x times g of x plus f of x times g prime of x. So I just straight out used the product rule. Now from here, I know I want to evaluate it at 5, so I'm just going to replace all of my x's with 5's. And now we can just look up things in the chart, and it's actually going to be, whoops, isn't that a great circling job? All right, it's just going to be the table that we can use. So this will be f prime of 5, so the derivative at 5 is 4, times g of 5 will equal negative 2, and then plus f of 5 will be 3, and g prime of 5 is 5. So now I'm going to have negative 8 plus 15, which gives me 7, which is option B. Problem 3. Using the values in the table from the previous problem, if h of x equals f of g of x, then h prime of 4 equals. So same type of problem, but this time they changed up what h was. And I notice that I have parentheses, so I'm going to let what's inside of my parentheses be u. So this is going to be f of u. All right, so the derivative of f is f prime, so this will be just f prime u, and then times the du, so times the chocolate, so the derivative of the inside, the derivative of g of x will be g prime of x. Now I'm just going to replace my u back in my problem. U again was g of x times g prime of x, and now we're evaluating it at 4 this time, not 5 again. So we'll go ahead and put 4 in my problem. Okay, and now from here, we're going to go inside of these parentheses first. We're going to find g of 4. So if you look up g of 4 on your table, it should equal 3. And then I'm just going to rewrite the rest of the problem. You'll notice now it says to find f prime of 3. So I can look up f prime of 3 on that table again, and I should get negative 5. And then g prime of 4, if I look that up on my table, I should get 9. Negative 5 times 9 is negative 45, which will be option A. Okay, problem 4. If f of x is a continuous function and f of 2 equals 7 and f prime of 2 equals negative 3, then f of 2.01 is approximately what? Okay, they're asking me for a value of the function, so I really need to figure out what is the function. But you'll notice they just give me a derivative at a point, so I can't take the integral. They didn't give me the area under the curve, so I could find the area under the graph. So I'm pretty much stuck. So what I'm going to do, if you look back at problem number 1, the setup of the problem is exactly the same. So I'm actually going to use the equation of the tangent line to help me out, because that actually is pretty close to the actual solution. The equation of the tangent line was negative 3x plus 13. And so I'm going to go ahead and use this as my f, because that will get me as close as I can. So I'm just going to go ahead and plug 2.01 in there. So I'll get negative 3 times 2.01 plus 13. And since I don't get to use my calculator, 2.01 times 3 is 6.03. So this will be negative 6.03 plus 13. And again, I don't get to use my calculator, so I'm not going to. going to do some borrowing. So I'm going to get 79.6. 6.97 will be my answer. You will notice a lot of times on the problem, it will actually say use the equation of the tangent line to approximate. This one just did not happen to. All right, and lastly, problem 5 for this video. If f prime of x is equal to 6x squared and f of 2 is equal to 1, then the integral of f is equal to what? Okay, well, this says the integral of f, and so I really need to figure out what f is. And I noticed that they just told me what f prime was. So if I'm at f prime and I need to get to f, I know that I can take the integral. So this will just give me f of x, and then the integral of 6x squared would be 6x cubed times 1/3, and then that reduces to 2x cubed plus c, of course. And then you'll notice they nicely gave me information so that I could find c, because they told me f of 2 equals 1, so when x equals 2, my value will equal 1. So I'm going to have 1 equals 2 times 2 cubed plus c. So that will be 1 equals 2 cubed is 8 times 2 is 16. And if I subtract 16 from both sides, I'll get c equals negative 15. So I now know that f of x is equal to 2x cubed minus 15. And now you'll notice they asked me to find the integral of f of x. So now I know what f of x is, so I can now take the integral. It's going to be from 0 to 2. There is a minus sign, which means we can take the integral of each part separately. And when I do that, the integral of 2x cubed will be 1/2 x to the 4th minus the integral of 15 is going to be 15x, and then we need to evaluate it at 0 and at 2. So when I plug in 2, if I plug 2 in there, I'll get 8 minus 30. And then if I plug in 0, I'll just get 0. So 8 minus 30 will give me negative 22, which is option A. So notice there kind of was a lot going on in the problem, but if you just look very straightforward, take it one little piece at a time, hopefully it wasn't so bad.